When it comes to the capital budgeting process, one of the important things to pay attention to is that any cash flow for the project that gets incorporated into the analysis should be an incremental cash flow. It's got to be incremental to the firm, not all projects or costs. And so, uh, in some cases, it's possible that maybe the introduction of a new product takes away from sales of an old product. So maybe you're considering adding a low-cost cell phone to to your product line, and you already have a high-end cell phone. It's possible that the low-end cell phone will eat into the revenues from the high-end cell phone. So you have to consider incrementally how much revenue will the new cell phone that's the lower cost, lower quality add. Uh, we also have to consider that a new product often has lower sales initially. And in the mini case that we look at, the product is expected to basically have constant sales throughout, and it may sometimes be the case that it'll take a while for your product to catch on, so there are low sales up front, and sales increase as as time goes by. It's also possible that there could be a lot of sales when you first introduce the product, and that sales are expected to taper off over time. So, something like a new video game system, you might expect really, really high sales up front. And once everybody has it, once everybody that wants this brand new technology has it, that sales kind of taper off over time. So you have to consider that in your revenue forecasts. Also, you have to account for the fact that the average selling price of a product and its cost might change over time. And again, in the mini case that we look at, we're not accounting for any of that. For simplicity, we're assuming that the price that we charge for the product stays the same over time, and that the cost of production stays the same over time. It's possible that competitive forces make it so that we can't charge as much for the product, uh, and so we would have to incorporate that into a proper analysis. Also, along similar lines, competition reduces profit margins over time. So it may be the case that your cost structures stay the same, but the price that you can charge gets lower. And so the difference between the price that you charge and the cost that you face has a tendency to shrink as times go by. Uh, Again, this is not something that we are incorporating into our mini case for the chapter, but this is something that in a proper analysis one should consider.